This is two shy guys a mile high.
Between us three, who is the more punctual person of us three? And be honest.
Phil.
Damn, that's crazy.
Phil's more punctual?
Yes.
You think so than me?
Yes.
Okay.
I think
You're
that
getting better.
Well, kids.
I think Al Digger is the best with communicating.
That I'm late and stuff.
That he is going to be late. He sets up the time parameters and everything. He is good with planning it out and setting up, hey, let's do it at this time between this time. Yeah. Like he's the best at that. But
I want to keep you.
I know that Al's go. Yeah, he keeps you updated. But I know he's going to be a little later than what he said. So
but I've been better. I think I've been on time, man.
What I say is the best thing is you communicate it. It's like, hey, leaving out. Hold on. Had a malfunction.
Yeah.
About to go to the store.
Yeah.
Real quick. 5 more minutes. En route. Hold on. Had to stop for something. I'm like, yeah, you the best with communicating. Cause I'm like, hey, 10 minutes, but it's like, all right. It took me 30. My bad.
No, it ain't never been like no 10 and 30, though. It might be like 10, 12, 10, 15.
No, it could be 10, 30. You just gonna let me know during the 30.
J. Cole, man. Sometimes I just be 0
3X that 30? 10, 30? 10 go to 30 for real? Not 10 go to 15 and max? Maybe 10 go to 20?
Nah, you just communicate during the 30.
Okay.
Like mine would just be 10 go to 30, no communication. You should have known by now.
You should have known.
You should have known by now as far as.
But one thing that I want to kind of go back on, you talked about not doing too much. How do you prevent yourself from not doing too much in life or feeling as though you can accomplish so much? Because I think that is a detriment to myself personally that I'm trying to get better, is just being realistic about how much you can pack into a day. Because sometimes I'll be out and I'll be like, man.
And that just comes with experience, like you're saying.
Look, as being one of the I don't even want to say OG. I'm just the older, the older one of the trio, right? Honestly, if I would just go back to the 25-year-old me, the way I manage my funds and the way I manage my funds now is different, right? It's the experience. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Time management is subjective, right? If I had to compare my 10 years ago to now, I had no concept at all because I felt like I had a lot of it. You see what I'm saying? And as you get older, and you get a little bit more wisdom and more experience, and you fail, and you realize that if I can learn this quicker, this lesson, then maybe I can get more time back. You know what I'm saying? Like follow me right now. If I can understand it quicker, then I can get to the realization and the lesson earlier, and that way I can go to the next level earlier, and then maybe. Now I can buy my time back because now I've gotten the trust of my colleagues because I put the time in, I've worked. Now I understand my craft better. Now I can be more valuable to what I'm doing. And you understand what I'm saying? Like you put the time in earlier now.
That's the thing.
And now you growing and you
earlier
quit.
Earlier during my experiences, I always felt like I was overburdening myself sometimes. And I wasn't able to be most efficient with my time because it's like, just coming into like a new experience in terms of like my work. Now I'm coming from college, going into a real life job. I got a real career. So it's like, I want to show everybody that I'm capable of doing work. So I might just say, yeah, you got a task? Okay, I'll take that task. I'll take that task. I'll take that task. And I'm overburdening myself. So it's like, I can't really, I'm dividing myself into so thin. Exactly. I'm breaking myself so thin that I'm not able to do it because I'm juggling too many things at one time.
Too. Yeah, it's only over processing, overproduction.
Exactly, and that's what it is.
Right in my face. I can do that every single day, but I don't heed to it in my personal life.
But it's like you want to show people that I'm capable, and then that I want to excel at this experience as well, because it's like, you know what I'm saying, just coming from where I come from. It's like I'm put into this new space where I actually want to perform and show myself as real that I can do it as well.
I can do anything.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about that. It's just like getting into the experience and bringing so many things that you overburden yourself. So it's like, okay, now I'm learning from failure because I'm going through all these things and I'm not producing by the time the things need to be done. So I need to know how to say no to some things.
Knowing how to be patient.
And being patient. And picking and choosing my destiny.
The boundaries, being patient with yourself, if I had to break it down, just the three steps really. You got to go into it 10 toes deep. Just go in deep, dig in that shit. I'm just going to be honest with you. Dig into it. Don't wait. Get in there, figure it out. You don't know it's something different? Ask. Ask for help. Yo, I've never done this before. Go seek out the SMEs on this. How long you think this should take me? I've never done this before. You have some information that I can use to gauge how much time I should take with this task. If it take you 2 weeks as a SME, let me triple that then. It might take me 6 weeks to get this, but I can do it in 4 or 5. But I know now it's not going to take me 2 weeks. So you can gauge at that point. And then understanding your limitations as a personal person, family, taking that into account. You know what I'm saying? You got to take into the factors of what's going to allow you to be the best version of yourself. My family got to be straight. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's paramount. That got to be, I got to be home by this time. I can't commit to a project where I'm doing work from 9 to 12 because I'm putting my boys to sleep. Knowing your limitations personally. You understand what I'm saying? And being able to set those boundaries, saying no, understanding who the subject matter expert is, asking them the question so you can gauge your time, putting it all together in the plan. Mm-hmm. Boom. And execute.
Aligning actions with core values.
Because now you're igniting your passion. You're igniting your passion. And then it's effortless at that point. It's effortless. Now you can execute because it's fun now. Man, it's fucking fun now.
I really like this episode right now, and we've been clowning around a lot, but I am going to come back to this episode because I know myself, the next time I go through some situations and I think my time management computer inside of my system says error, I'm just going to come back to this and listen to this because I'm definitely working on it. It definitely is a process, and I'm being patient and loving every single step of it.
Bro, look.
Yeah, and I know every episode we choose a topic and we define it. So time management is the process of planning and exercising conscious control of time spent on specific activities, especially to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity.
Conscious, so aware.
Exactly.
That's a mouthful.
That's
you
prolific.
Can't be sleepwalking doing that.
But aware of where you are. Awareness.
360.
Understanding. Look, don't take yourself too seriously. Like, whatever you feeling, there's other people feeling it too. Like, you're not the only one going through something like this. There's things that are happening around you that requires you to be conscious. That key word hit me, conscious. Where is your time going? Mm-hmm. What are you spending it on? Who are you spending it with? Asking yourself these questions religiously. And then, once you're able to really hone in on that, now you can execute at the level that you want to because now you're putting in the time in the places that you need to put the work into. Mm-hmm. If you don't work on the weaknesses, how can you be better?
No weakness.
Time management is a weakness of mine. I get it. It's my biggest weakness. I'm not ashamed to say that. But I promise you, I'm way better now at 37 than what I was at 21, 22.
And then I always heard people say this: the more you work on your weaknesses, the more it becomes your strengths.
It got to. Repetition now. You don't work on it. You've been in the gym. You working out.
Why you think you go to the gym? Like, you playing ball, if you hooping. You go to the gym, you hit them weights, so you can be better performing. You can get people above you.
Right.
We just seen it in the finals.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard
was a beast.
He was a different animal and the same beast.
Beat the Golden State Warriors. Wow, man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Man,
I'm still trying to figure out how the Toronto Raptors managed to win an NBA championship before the Denver Nuggets.
Because they got a grown, they got the grown man.
Grown man. You're right. You know what? You're right about the personnel because the dude, Masai Ujiri, who is the president of operations for the Toronto Raptors, was at the Denver Nuggets before. So you're right. It is about that leadership.
See?
Shout out to a black man running things.
And that's another thing, leadership, man.
Read a book on that now. 21 Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell. Definitely good.
That's another thing that they have in common. I mean, being able to really manage their time effectively. Like being at Microsoft, honestly, understanding and seeing the difference from Boeing. They're able to really, it's fast paced, man. Mm-hmm. But they're able to be so effective with their time. Like, they don't play around. Like, at least my manager, man, he's shown me, like, you schedule it and honor that. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, I can't talk 1 to 2. I'm booked. I can't talk to you from 1 to 2. I'm done. 2 o'clock. What's good? And I'm hard stop. Whatever you're saying, stop talking.
Right.
I'm gone. And if we need to talk a little bit more, if this meeting important, then I'm meeting you next. It's not. So then I'm gonna talk more. But the priorities are set and they execute, bro.
So you saying today you got time? You got time today?
What I'm saying is that I've planned my time effectively. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's Father's Day. Maybe I'm getting some leeway from baby girl. I appreciait it. Hey, shout out to MS.
Shout out to Dad. Shout out to Will Senior, man.
For real.
Birdman Senior. Shout out.
We ain't here without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Being a
Rob
dad,
Sconey.
It's 360. Al Howard Senior, man. Man, you in the clouds with me, man. But I promise you, the greats have always figured it out and how to manage that time, man.
Shout out to all the fathers.
Yeah, all the fathers. Or all the people that are fathers for other people in their lives. That's still
father
crucial.
Figures, you know what I'm saying? Fatherly love. I mean, just people who are taking care of folks in a male perspective, right? I mean, women, you guys got Mother's Day and every day in between. Give us this one day. But no, like, honestly.
Daily bread.
That was smooth.
Give us this one day, man.
That was smooth. Was that off the dome?
That was, man. Just give us this one day. Like, we give you all this day.
Oh, boy.
We appreciate you for real. But this is our day. You know what I'm saying? We get it. All the father figures, all the people out there really just trying to be a blessing to the young men and women out here that are trying to understand life. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And the last thing I will say is that through all this conversation, I just noticed that there are a couple things that are rarely in life where you can really say that it affects everybody. Time management, because everybody in life has 24 hours, and emotions, because everybody has emotions, no matter what, unless you're a robot, but everybody. So I just leave you with those thoughts too.
For real, yeah. If you want to close it out, Phil, or we can keep it going. I think this is a topic, honestly, man, where there's a lot personally that I have in me that I would like to share. And we can keep it going as long as we would like, man. If you don't mind, maybe add another 10 minutes or so to it.
Yeah, we can do whatever. Because we can cut, we can do whatever too. So yeah, we can have a round one we can do. So we off top of the dome, we freestyling home. Straight off the dome. Call me on your phone. It's your boy Will, never home alone. Cause I got the fellas, two shy guys, mile high, we in the city. Yeah, we in the bitty. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Oh, look at you.
Hey,
look, see creativity, man. Just understanding. Look, I just appreciate you guys, man. Honestly, you open up the doors to your home, the lair, man.
Oh, yeah, the lair.
Someplace different tonight. It's 12 a.m. Like we usually do it in the morning. So just switching it up and understanding. Being flexible. Like we had to cut it short this morning. So now, like, we were able to really fit that in the schedule. Like I said, maybe it's a coincidence. Baby girl let me come out and chill out, and she was like, "Go ahead, do your podcast."
Hall pass.
Yeah. But what I really wanted to touch on, man, and just really get on some wax is being from Chicago, where it's super fast paced, in your face. You really got to be cognizant and conscious. I think it was a blessing, and I don't want to say a curse, but I think it's a blessing that we came from different areas, then migrated to Seattle. Because it's a different place.
Needed that seasoning. You gotta get them seasonings.
Different place, but I don't think we would be here together as who we are if we didn't understand that was something different that we had to do with our lives. And time is just, we're talking about life, we're talking about hours, we're talking about seconds, days, whatever you want to call it. But understanding that you have a purpose in life. And when you really start to understand that, you start to maximize your time, your boundaries, and figure that I'm not going to spend BS time no more. I'm going to invest in the things that matter. Like we talked about investments, like P, right? Like you got your son, you want to give him the best start. So now you're looking at investments and whatever that is. Like maybe you never thought about that, somebody might have said, hey, think about these investments. And now your concept of time is totally different because now you're looking at it as a money-making machine. Mm-hmm. I'm going to invest this money from where I'm working, putting in 80 hours of, pay period. I'm going to take 10 of these hours that I've worked, got my wage, I'm going to put it over here. Mm-hmm. So now as time goes on, this investment grows. And now, because I was cognizant and conscious of how time money works, now I can take my time back.
Right.
And that's the power of understanding and being aware of how your time can work for you, with you, and against you.
And can y'all do me a favor and hold me accountable to this by the next episode? Because your boy is going to be, I'm dipping, I'm out. So I got a business trip, I got some vacation, going to see my grandmothers. I can't wait to see them.
Nice.
They were not able to make it to the wedding. They are upper in their 80s, but it'll be great to see them after it as a married couple. So it'll be great. So it's definitely a blessing. But I will say what I want to hold myself accountable to is making sure that I evaluate my life in terms of my hourly rate. And my hourly rate in life in terms of, so when I work, how often do I work? So how many hours do I work a work week usually? How long does it take me to drive? It's not very long. The other time that I send checking emails when I'm outside of work. Everything that goes into work, maybe even the gas. So, because you really need to break down your hourly rate, and that helps determine the time too. Because once you know what your hourly rate is, then you can say, okay, do I really want to spend my time or my money on this? Because it really costs X amount. This is how much my time costs. Like once you know the hourly rate,
your opportunity cost,
right? The opportunity cost.
Like I could be doing this, spending. I invest 1,000 on this course, and it's going to get me a 10% raise.
Mm-hmm.
Versus if I just work hard over here, stack my paper.
Right
now, I don't put 50,000 on top of what I would have spent. So it's really the time of spent versus the return on that investment that really gets you thinking. And like we're here investing this time into this podcast, and trying to let the folks know, whoever's listening at this point, we don't know the fan base. Whoever's listening. Like maybe you do things differently. Maybe you look at your time and you value it more because of some of the experiences that we're offering here, and that's the whole reason for this podcast. Trying to understand how can we give out maybe some of the lessons that we've learned, or some of the things that's happening today, and we can all relate to it. How can we become better from some of the failures or some of the things that we've learned and really put it out there? Are we
going to cut? Because we got some extra bonus raw footage. I want to tell a story that I had at work, too. We all want personal experiences.
Yeah, man. Keep it rolling. Keep it going.
Keep it going. So what we have at work, we have things structured where we look at the whole process flows of specific areas. So we have value stream mapping exercises. So it's really looking at processes and flows, how everything flows to the system. Me being the data guy, I'm an industrial engineer. I'm supposed to have all the data racked and stacked, as they say, so the averages and things of that nature to bring that are key inputs into making the decisions on how the processes flow out through the manufacturing facilities where I work at. I don't want to go too far into it. So I thought it was cool. I said, man, I was downplaying how long it's going to take. I was like, you know what? I can do X, Y, and Z. What manage my time the best? I'm just going to come in early the day before the workshop and get it done, right? And I was a real hot boy because this is a workshop. We got a lot of people involved. People been asking me what's going on. I've been kind of be like, yeah, it's good. I'm going to get done. So I come in early. Things wasn't acting right. Things weren't going well. I got all the data into the system and everything printed, but I didn't ever have everything cut and on the walls. So on the first day, it was my fault. I was a contributor to the company, probably wasting a lot of money because we had a bunch of extra people cutting out boxes on pieces of papers that already should have been done from what I was supposed to do already. So we wasted a whole day of productivity. And I was like, man, I just took an L, like a huge L, because I didn't manage my time efficiently. Wow. And then the mad, insult the energy. I go back to my desk after the workshop is done. I'm thinking things are sweet because I'm getting everything up and running, and I didn't think it was that big of an error. Got an email from my manager. She was like, "What happened? You didn't raise your hand. You didn't communicate. This was embarrassing." And definitely was not a good look. Wow. So the WB Incorporated stock went down that day, baby. But you know what? I'm here.
Bro, listen.
And back stronger than ever.
You listen, you're not the only one that don't fumble at the one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even think like this shit ain't happening daily. Like,
yeah. Especially in Seattle, right? Yeah. Like things happen on the 1 yard line.
I don't hit. You stupid. Yeah. I don't hit a couple road bumps, man, and don't fumbled and scraped up my arm and it hurt. You know what I'm saying? But like you know what I'm saying? You gotta feel that shit. If you don't go through it, then you're not really holding yourself accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna feel that burn, that proverbial burn. It sucks. It's a blow to your ego. It's like, man, if I could have just. And
we were talking about the last episode with some of you know what I'm saying, how failures and how you learn from it. Right. So it's you just got to take it as an opportunity to say, okay, what mistakes did I make this time, and then how can I prevent myself from doing it the next time. So you learn from that as one of the stepping stones to now it won't happen again. Yeah. Going forward, because you'll know, like, okay, this is what I need to do, and then you'll put this into your plan. Yeah. This is how you communicate yourself. This is your clear goal. So you gotta how you need to execute to get to your goal.
I was gonna ask you earlier before we started extending things. What do you think the number one input into time management is? I'm starting to think that planning is more and more, and I think that's something that I'm getting better at. But once you have that bigger plan, that bigger vision, things be falling into place. If it deviates, you can just, you know what I'm saying, make the right move. We need to have
an episode about planning.
Yeah.
Man. Honestly, because that's I think that's the crux of it. Like, put it down with some structure. Because then it's just frothy, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's just frothy. But no, you gotta
need my money, but
I need my money now. With no backing, but you gotta have some planning, man. And like I said, now planning will be at the top of your priority list.
Planning.
You're going to be like, okay, I need to think ahead.
Proper planning. What
could go wrong?
It's in my head, but
proper planning prevents poor performance. Poor performance.
Definitely.
I'm trying to tell you, man. And it's funny, you know it, but sometimes you got to feel that burn. And if you don't feel it, then it's like, it ain't happened to me. It's like, ooh.
But everybody goes through that, though. Everybody goes through that in their own way.
They told me to do it this way, and I didn't listen.
Right. I was going to say, usually you get the keys in life to unlock all the doors and to walk through them again.
You don't listen.
Don't listen.
And that's what I'm saying. The podcast here.
And I know I'm hard-headed.
It's just the hard-headedness.
It's something about it. You got to feel the burn sometimes. But like, hopefully, like I said, this podcast can be that beacon. Well, you ain't gotta feel that burn, and if you do, there's some tools and there's some lessons here. Maybe you feel it, and it'll help you get through that quicker. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta go through it like we did. You know, and that's the whole. Like I said, the maybe the theory behind the podcast. You know, so it can help. At the end of the day, you listen, you feel differently about it. You know, no, it's not just you going through it. Somebody else going through it. And this is how we handled it. Maybe you take a little bit of that and mix it and flip it and reverse it how you want it. And then you come out that situation like, you know. So that's it, man.
That's it.
That's my gym.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're going to wrap this episode up.